Greetings, it is I, the Dalek Emperor. Now apparently, welcome to another Dalek Reacts, where today, Dalek Bumps has decided to make this video called 7 Terrible Crimes Committed by the creator Davros. Yes, indeed, this video he made quite recently, and it's a video explaining about the many crimes that have been committed by Davros. Anyway, without further ado, all credit will go to Dalek Bumps. This does contain BBC footage. I will have to overlay this again. Anyway, let's begin observing it. So, these crimes were caused by Davros, apparently. So, let's begin observing on how many crimes Davros has committed and what caused them to be crimes. Let's observe.
Over the centuries, Davros has done some pretty messed up things. From the obvious, like creating a race of genocidal murderers who caused suffering throughout time and space, to the more obscure, like the time he tricked someone into murdering their boss, only to have them immediately killed afterwards, seemingly for fun. This video will cover 7 of Davros' truly despicable crimes, to give you an idea of just how evil the creator of the Daleks really is. Number 1. Betraying Shan. This heinous act was committed by Davros very early in his life, before the accident.
Yes, Davros told me about this. Of him betraying this Shan person
that injured him during the Khaled-Thal War. Davros held the rank of coordinator in the Khaled War.
Really?
Shan, a scientist, impressed him with her radical and imaginative ideas.
Even starts to look more like Grand Moff Tarkin during those days. Well, before he ending up less like Grand Moff Tarkin, and more like, well, the Davros you all know and love.
About the future of the Khaled race. Until this point, Davros had been focused on creating weapons to destroy the Thals, and was convinced that the Khaled race would not survive the war. However, Shan showed him another way, the Dalek way. Davros, being the manipulative and paranoid despot that he was, bugged Shan's room to spy on her and grew jealous of her relationship with another Khaled. He betrayed Shan, seized her research, and had her and her lover executed by fabricating evidence against them. Number 2. Creating embryos inside Khaled mothers.
I mean, yes, that is a bit diabolical. Wait, what?
Now firmly committed to the Dalek idea, Davros went about creating the first test subject for his new life form in the most horrific.
Now, viewers, before you ask, no, do not post Davros pregnancy stuff in DeviantArt. Do not do that. I certainly don't want to be a part of this. Rule 34, do not do that.
Horrific ways. He tricked pregnant Khaled women into taking his medicine, telling them that it would make their babies stronger. What he didn't tell them, however, was that it would also turn.
Also just so you know, this was not during my creation. It was a little bit before that, my creation. I certainly was not part of that. I was certainly not part of that cringe.
Them into Daleks. Some of the first Dalek test subjects were live births, many of whom killed their mothers during the process of delivery. In his own twisted way, Davros would later come to see the Daleks as his own children, and the children of the Khaled race as a whole. Number 3. Engineering the destruction of his own race. At the climax of the Khaled-Thal War, Davros betrayed his own people by leaking critical information about their city's defences to the Thals, allowing them to dissolve the protective shell around the Khaled city and obliterate the population.
Correct.
concentrated strike. The reason for this abhorrent act of betrayal? The Khaled authorities had reviewed Davros' work on the Daleks and had quite rightly ordered the suspension of the program after learning the truth about his creations. Davros annihilated his own species, the people he...
Yes, indeed, but then again the Dalek production line continued. The reason why Davros wanted to shut down the production is because, well, the Doctor was interfering as always. Thank God he didn't do it. Good. Thank God he didn't shut down the automated Dalek production line, cause how would I have survived without, like, who would pay for the damages that were caused during the destruction of the Khaled city?
He claimed to be trying to protect, simply because they recognised that his insane scheme would destroy them all. The saddest part is, they were proven correct, as the few Khaleds left alive in Davros' bunker were later exterminated by the Daleks when they gained their independence. Number 4. Nuking an entire city of TAI workers. As if ensuring the total destruction of the Khaled city wasn't bad enough, Davros would go on to cause yet another city-wide catastrophe later in his life, after being found adrift in space by the TAI Corporation. After manipulating the TAI chief executive, Davros gained access to their central dome, and would later attempt to eradicate the population using a nuclear device. Thanks to the Doctor's interference, the bomb was detonated in an awkward position in the mines beneath the city dome, so no one was killed by the initial blast. However, radiation did eventually leak into the dome, irradiating the population. Davros cackled as he watched the people of the city succumb to the effects, though many would be saved by mining drones reprogrammed by the Doctor, who were commanded to transport the people to a safe location outside the dome. Despite the significantly lower death toll compared to the destruction of the Khaled dome, the fact that Davros knowingly attempted to slaughter thousands of civilians twice shows how ruthless and cruel he is. Number 5. Turning innocent people...
Plus he actually did slaughter civilians during the invasion of Earth in the year 2008.
Into juggernauts. Davros' next heinous crime we're going to cover occurred during his time on Lethe following the events of Revelation of the Daleks. Under the guidance of Professor Vaso, Davros integrated himself into the colony on Lethe, leading a team of scientists working on mechanoids to create upgraded juggernaut service robots. However, he was secretly...
So they used mechanoid parts to create these juggernauts using human remains on Lethe. Not only is that immoral, that is against all. That is against the very concept, the very nature of the Daleks. Our nature is to despise the mechanoids and all who dare oppose us. So Davros using DNA and materials from our very enemies just goes to show that even Davros goes too far.
Kidnapping in...
And that's why we decided to put Davros on trial during the midpoint of the Imperial Renegade War.
Some people from the colony and murdering them, using their body parts to create horrific cyborg innards for the Juggernauts. The fact that Davros could day to day interact with the people of the colony, pretending to be a friendly mentor to Mel,
what a disappointment!
At the time and worked under him for 6 months as a computer technician, all while he secretly captured and butchered their friends.
Davros really hit a new low there, didn't he?
friends and colleagues to use for yet another of his twisted experiments proves just how sadistic and utterly amoral Davros is. Mel would eventually get her revenge on Davros due to the fact that during the design process she innocently installed her standard backdoor program into the Juggernaut's code, as she had believed them to be simple service robots while she was helping Davros design them, and so was able to use this backdoor protocol to take control of the Juggernauts and order them to attack Davros with their pincers, severely wounding him and leaving him for dead. Number 6. Conquering Earth in revenge for Skaro. Davros is known for his pettiness, but arguably the most petty act he has ever committed was the conquest of Earth that he led following the destruction.
Yes, I think even by Dalek standards, that was extremely petty for him to create an alien race from the blueprints of our enemy.
Of Skaro, purely to get revenge on the Doctor. While the 8th Doctor and Charlie returned from the Divergent Universe, they found that Earth had been completely overrun by Daleks, and Davros took great pleasure in telling the Doctor that the entire scheme had been concocted purely for petty revenge. Despite the fact that the Doctor wiped out Skaro for a clear reason, to stop the Imperial Daleks from taking over the universe, Davros chooses to take it personally and attacks the Doctor in an equally personal way in return for invading his favourite planet simply because he wants to get back at the Doctor for destroying Skaro. And number 7. Trying to wipe out the entire universe. While the list of Davros is extensive, it is undeniable that the worst thing he's ever done is attempt to literally destroy the entire multiverse. It doesn't get more evil than that. Usually when evil...
Yes, he destroyed the entire multiverse worse than even Thanos, worse than any dangerous main villain character in the whole universe. Which is probably one of the reasons why we're able to cross through all the barriers beyond the void and into different universes. Well, it's because with the power of the reality bomb, we channel the energy from that bomb into a wormhole, which we powered ourselves in order to cross the barriers between worlds.
Villains talk about destruction, they're doing it for a greater purpose. Thanos wanted to slaughter half the population of the universe, but in his mind, he thinks he's in the right because his actions will ultimately prevent resource scarcity.
My only will to use a reality bomb myself is to basically allow more Daleks to enter our ranks. The multiverse is thriving, full of Daleks. We must not be the only ones left in this multiverse. We must expand our resources to different worlds.
Later on down the line, Palpatine blows up planets, but does so as part of a plot to maintain his idea of order in the galaxy.
Exactly. Similar to my xenophobic rhetoric, I am on the same type of I'm on the same type of quest as Thanos and Emperor Palpatine. I only wish to use these powerful devices to well, essentially increase the population of Daleks and save it from destruction.
But Davros just decides to destroy everything that has ever existed just because he can. He seems to...
And then once I find all the Daleks that surround the multiverse, once they are all on my side, they will all turn to my universe and watch as the entire multiverse burns. I will, indeed, like Davros before, I will shred this multiverse down to its last atom. And then, with the power of reality bomb, we will create a new one, teeming with life, that knows nothing but the will of the Emperor Dalek. And there will be no one to stop me.
To find the whole thing hilarious, what do you think of the many crimes of Davros? Do you think that there are other potentially worse crimes that he's committed that I haven't covered in this video? Let me know in the comments below.
And you're probably wondering what next? What after that? What after I use a reality bomb to do what I previously failed to do? I finally rest. The city of Skaro, and watch the burning suns over a grateful universe. Born out of blood. That is my goal in this whole endeavor. After I collect all the Daleks I require, so they can all watch as the multiverse burns. Anyway, my fellow subjects, see you all in the next video then. Goodbye. Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. I am the god of all